There is a saying that you can survive without food, but you cannot survive without sleeping. The brain and the body start to break down just in a few days of no sleep. Since sleep is very important aspect in our lives, let us dive in and understand the important aspects of sleep. Over to you, Govinda.
Hello.
Radhe.
Hello.
The content of the video is as follows. What is sleep? What makes us fall asleep? Brainwaves during sleep. Types of sleep. Chronology of sleep stages in 8 hours of sleep. Effects of insufficient or poor sleep. Factors that reduce sleep in a healthy person. Solutions or remedies for poor sleep. Best time to sleep at night. Sleep duration requirements. What is sleep? Generally, as you know, sleep is a state of lack of wakefulness and a loss of awareness of one's surroundings when they lie down. What makes us fall asleep?
Complex biological processes are involved in making us fall asleep. As of now, there is no pinpoint. However, there are two main factors involved. 1. Sleep drive or homeostatic sleep pressure. 2. Circadian rhythm or body clock. Sleep drive or homeostatic sleep pressure relates to hard work, exertion and time spent awake. The more time we spend awake, our sleep pressure grows. This is primarily due to the accumulation of a chemical known as adenosine in the brain. Elevated levels of adenosine lead to feelings of drowsiness. Participating in mental activities like solving problems or learning increases brain function, particularly in the prefrontal cortex. Consequently, adenosine builds up and encourages sleepiness by lowering alertness. More mental effort results in elevated adenosine levels, which raises the need for sleep. But please note, the mental effort should not consist the negativity like stress and anxiety. During sleep, adenosine levels decrease. And we will wake up, as there will be a lack of sufficient levels of adenosine. And, physical exhaustion or hard work promotes the release of serotonin, which gets converted to melatonin, the hormone that regulates sleep. Important note, caffeine or coffee blocks the receptors of adenosine. Hence, more coffee is equal to less sleep. When it comes to circadian rhythm or body clock, your body functions on a 24-hour internal clock, controlled by the suprachiasmatic nucleus or SCN, found in the brain. This clock plays a crucial role in regulating your sleep-wake cycle, based on the availability of light and darkness. The SCN receives light signals from the eyes via the retinohypothalamic tract. The SCN interacts with other brain regions in the body to regulate rhythms effectively. In darkness, the SCN instructs the pineal gland to create melatonin, which promotes sleep. A typical example of a circadian rhythm controlled by SCN is: you will fall asleep automatically at the same time every night. And you will wake up automatically at the same time every morning. Exposure to light, especially blue light, suppresses melatonin production, which can lead to increased alertness and less sleep. Hence, exposure to light at night is not advised, especially when you have to sleep. As long as you're exposed to the light, the SCN doesn't communicate with the pineal gland to create melatonin.
Brainwaves during sleep. Before we explore the various types of sleep, let's first understand what brainwaves are. This is very important to know. You will understand why it is important in the upcoming part of this video. So, what exactly are brainwaves? Whenever we have thoughts, feelings, emotions and movements, neurons in the brain send out electrical signals and communicate with each other throughout the brain and body. This happens in a rhythmic way, with different levels of strength and speed. The electrical signals created by this brain activity are called as brainwaves. Brainwaves are measured at the hospitals using a technique called electroencephalography or EEG. When a healthy brain has less activity, the frequency or hertz of its brain waves goes down too. When brain waves goes down naturally, the healing begins at the cellular levels.
Let's dive into the types of sleep now. Sleep is divided into two major types. 1. NREM, or non-rapid eye movement sleep. 2. REM, or rapid eye movement sleep. NREM, or non-rapid eye movement sleep is 75 to 80% of the total sleep. And, as the name indicates, no rapid eye movements. NREM is further divided into three stages, which are Stage 1, Stage 2 and Stage 3. And also, let us understand why each type of sleep is important. Stage 1 or N1, this is the transition from wakefulness to light sleep. Here, the muscle tone relaxes and is easy to wake. This stage is a bridge between wakefulness and sleep. In this phase, the brain produces theta waves, that is 4 to 7 Hz. Stage 2 or N2. In this stage, the brain produces beta waves, that is 12 to 14 Hz. This stage is known as light sleep, and is the most common sleep stage. This stage of sleep is required for the following. Memory consolidation. It helps in processing and keeping procedural memory, like when you learn new skills. Cardiovascular health. The heart rate and blood pressure keep going down, which helps the cardiovascular system relax. Temperature control. The body's temperature decreases, which helps slow down metabolic activities. Preparation for deep sleep. It creates the right brain conditions for moving into N3, that is deep sleep. Stage 3, or N3. This stage is associated with deepest sleep. This is also called as delta sleep. In this stage, the brain produces delta waves, that is 0.5 to 4 Hz. This stage of sleep is a magic, as there is no presence of thoughts, emotions and perceptions. A pure awareness without content. In yogic philosophy, this is also called as susupti, means a state where consciousness remains without thoughts, emotions and perceptions. A pure non-dual state, you exist, but there is no experience of I. This is why, sometimes it feels like an entire night's sleep is over in just 1 hour. Hope you experienced it. All the stages of sleep are important. However, this is very much essential for the body and mind. This stage of sleep shall be needed for the following. 1. Physical restoration, tissue growth and muscle repair with the help of growth hormone, GH, which reduces the cortisol levels. It also helps bones and tissues to heal at cellular level. 2. Boosting the immune system by promoting the production of cytokines and reduce inflammation. 3. Memory consolidation. 4. Refill glycogen, which is the energy source for brain. 5. Brain detoxification by boosting the glymphatic system and helping to remove waste and harmful proteins, such as beta amyloid, from the brain. This is crucial for preventing Alzheimer's disease. 6. Lowering cortisol, the stress hormone, helps with stress relief and gives your mind a fresh start. 7. Recovery from the illnesses and damages, or regeneration. 8. Lowers heart rate and blood pressure. 9. Gives rest to the heart. 10. Lessens the activity of the sympathetic nervous system, which helps avoid stress on the heart. 11. Hormonal balance. 12. Psychological reset. Next is REM or rapid eye movement sleep. REM sleep is a unique stage of sleep that involves rapid eye movements and is marked by high brain activity and intense vivid dreams. It also causes your muscles to undergo a short-term muscle paralysis, which stops you from physically acting out your dreams. REM sleep makes up roughly 20 to 25% of an average night's sleep. The brain produces beta waves during REM sleep, which are 13 to 30 Hz. REM sleep is essential for emotional regulation, emotional and procedural memory consolidation, cognitive flexibility and creativity, brain development, and preparation for wakefulness.
Chronology of sleep stages in 8 hours of sleep. Sleep occurs in cycles that last about 90 to 120 minutes, and these cycles repeat 3 to 4 times during 8 hours of sleep. That is, 4 to 5 times in total. Each cycle consists of different stages of sleep, which are NREM, stage 1, or N1, associated with small drowsiness. Duration of this stage is 5 to 10 minutes at the beginning of every cycle. Next is NREM stage 2, or N2, associated with light sleep. Duration of this stage is 20 to 25 minutes, and slightly increases in later cycles. NREM stage 3, or N3, associated with deep sleep or delta sleep. This is where you lose your complete awareness, and there will be no thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. Duration of this stage is 20 to 40 minutes, usually more in the first half of the night sleep. Next is REM sleep. Duration is 10 minutes in the first cycle, increasing up to 60 minutes in later cycles. This is associated with intense, vivid dreams. All the above stages are repeated 4 to 5 times in the total duration of sleep. This is the chart in which you can see the breakdown of daily 8-hour sleep cycle in chronology. Each cycle lasts from 90 to 120 minutes. So, the cycle repeats 4 to 5 times. Sometimes it may extend up to 6 times. Effects of insufficient or poor sleep. Not getting enough sleep can significantly influence nearly every system in the human body, impacting both short-term daily performance and long-term health results. Effects of insufficient or poor sleep are feeling sleepy during the day, fatigue or tiredness, struggling to handle stress, poor judgment, problems with paying attention and staying alert, impairments in memory and learning, feeling more irritable and aggressive, increased anxiety, increased emotional sensitivity, increased heart health problems, inflammation that harms DNA, contributes to premature aging, increased hunger, which leads to weight gain, weaker immune system, and much more. Factors that reduce sleep in a healthy person. Excessive exposure to light in the evening, especially blue light, can be harmful. Bright artificial lights at night can reduce melatonin levels by confusing our body's internal circadian clock. Excessive screen time of mobile phone or computer screen and its blue light. Lack of regular physical activity at daytime. Sleeping during the day. Noise and poor air quality. Temperature and humidity. As rooms that are either too hot or too cold can interfere with how the body naturally regulates its temperature while we sleep. Nicotine and alcohol consumption within 4 hours of bedtime. Excessive caffeine or coffee intake. Eating late at night, especially within 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed. Unhealthy eating habits like diets that are loaded with saturated fats, sugars, and processed foods. Exercising in the evening, as it push back the release of melatonin, and it raise your core body temperature. Negative emotions includes feelings like anger, sadness, fear, disgust, jealousy, guilt, shame, loneliness, ego, anxiety, stress, and frustration. Both during the day and at night while sleeping. Unusual daily sleep habits. This means not going to bed and waking up at the same time every day. Working in unusual hours, like night shifts and weekly rotating shifts. Remedies or solutions for poor sleep. Following are the remedies or solutions for poor sleep. Right nutrition. Make sure to include these foods in your diet and eat them regularly. Tart cherry juice twice a day. Walnuts and almonds. Lettuce, spinach, bananas, oranges, sweet potatoes, chickpeas, pineapples, tomatoes, oats, yogurt. Morning exercise or yoga. Consider any of the following exercises: aerobic, HIIT, cardio, resistance training. It's an added advantage if it is done in the early morning sunlight. Eat at the same time every day, even in weekends. Reduce the overall caffeine or coffee consumption, and try not to consume caffeine after 4 p.m. Identify and avoid food sensitivities. Watch for gluten, dairy, and histamine-rich foods that may cause inflammation or sleeplessness. Don't consume alcohol and nicotine. Get some sunlight during the day, preferably in early morning and evening. Try to keep yourself calm and composed throughout the day. Be conscious throughout the day and try to eliminate the negative emotions. Don't sleep during the day. If you really have a hard time staying awake, you can take a quick nap for no more than 25 minutes, and it's best to do it before early afternoon. Practice meditation, preferably mindfulness meditation. Practice relaxation techniques, preferably progressive muscle relaxation. Drink plenty of water throughout the day. However, stop drinking large amount of liquids at least 90 minutes before bedtime. Maintain a sleep routine. That is, make it a habit to go to bed and wake up at the same time each day, including weekends, as this helps to regulate your circadian rhythm, the body's internal clock. Stay away from exciting things before bedtime, such as watching TV, using your mobile phone, or working on a computer. At least an hour before going to bed. Avoid exercises after 6 p.m. Instead, exercise at 7 a.m. in the morning. Studies show that morning exercises at 7 a.m. is optimal for sleep quality, increasing deep sleep, and reducing blood pressure. Avoid heavy meals at night. Try to keep your meal light. Have gut-friendly foods that make your stomach cool. Avoid processed foods and sugar. Have your dinner at least 90 minutes before going to bed. Keep your bed and bedroom clean and properly organized. Create a relaxing environment in the bedroom at the night. That is, ensure your bedroom is peaceful, dark, and quiet. Make sure there's adequate air circulation. Aim to keep the room temperature between 15.5 to 19.5 degrees Celsius. Use comfortable mattress, blanket, and pillow. Preferably made with natural materials like cotton, linen, and bamboo fabric. Avoid artificial materials like polyester and synthetic fiber. Use diffusing essential oils in the room, preferably lavender or chamomile or marjoram. Take a warm bath before bed. Consume valerian root tea or chamomile tea at the bedtime. Choose the best for you. Try to stay in dark at least 1 hour before going to bed. Relax before sleeping. This might mean reading a book, enjoying calming music, or doing some deep breathing exercises. Doing things that you think are fun and relaxing can help you feel calm and make it easier to fall asleep. As follows: eat 1 or more fruits and vegetables or snacks before going to bed at least 1 hour earlier. Bananas, sweet potatoes, oranges, chickpeas, pineapple, tomato juice by avoiding sugar, hummus snack, oats, yogurt, warm milk if tolerant. Practice breathing exercises. Try the 4-7-8 method. That is, inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, exhale forcefully for 8 seconds. This cycle must be repeated for a total of 8 rounds. Or, do the alternate nostril breathing for 2 to 5 minutes to activate the parasympathetic nervous system and to promote relaxation before bed. Practice yoga nidra at bedtime until you fall asleep. It typically involves systematic process of relaxing the body and mind, often including guided body scans, breath awareness, and visualizations. Don't pressure or stress yourself to fall asleep when you're lying on the bed, because it makes the things worse. Importantly, don't lose hope if you don't see results right away. Keep doing these things consistently, for at least 2 weeks, to achieve the best outcome. If nothing else works, consult a sleep therapist. Best time to sleep at night. The best time for adults to sleep at night is usually between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., with studies indicating that 10 p.m. might be the best for many. However, the key factor is to keep a consistent sleep schedule instead of focusing on a specific time. Sleep duration requirements. Most adults need about 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night to stay healthy. But remember, everyone's body is unique. So, pay attention to how much sleep you get and what your body tells you. Make sure to look into the signs of sleeping too much or too little. Adjust your sleep duration as needed.
Sleep is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. There is a quote which goes like this: sleeping at the right time is not a waste of time, but it is a wise and free investment on your mind, body, and soul. Have a great sleep.